A 5'9" junior guard from Moscow, Russia, number 5, Anastasia Zakharova. The 6'2" junior 4 from West Babylon, New York, number 10, Erica Russell. A 5'9" junior from Columbus, Ohio, number 23, Brooklyn Fennell. A 5'11" freshman 4 from Dublin, Ohio, number 33, Emily Simon. And the 6'2" senior 4 from Parkersburg, West Virginia, number 42, Anna Hayton. The Lady Golden Eagles are led by head coach Becky Burke. Assistant is Jenna Crittenden.
Are you ready?
And now let's meet the starters for your Lady Hilltoppers. A 5'7" junior guard from Dover, Ohio, number 3, Olivia Fauna. A 5'6" junior guard from West Lafayette, Ohio, number 5, Audrey Tingle.
Saturday, everybody's got an extra day rest underneath them from the midweek game, and I'm sure everyone is anxious to get this one going.
Charleston wins the opening tip. We can talk about West Liberty wanting to score in the 80s. They're scoring about 80 points a game as well. They get one inside, and Hayton stepped out of bounds. A little bit of token pressure here for the Golden Eagles. Tingle, open man in the corner is Bruner, and her 3 is off the mark to get things going here for the Hilltoppers. They will fire it up from 3 a lot today. Almost everyone on the floor has the ability to hit.
And that's a great thing if you're hitting. The long thing about the threes, if you're not making them, those hard iron rebounds and a nice move and going directly to the basket, the Brooklyn panel.
Games, and Becky Burke said that if you would have told her that they would have gone 3-0 in those 3 games, she would have told you were lying. Considers her one of the hearts and souls of the team. Here's another 3-ball from Taylor Johnson. Check it, that's 24. Jackie Kitts.
Kitts leaned into that one. Such a long-range shot. That makes it extremely difficult to defend, Darren, because now you're slacking off. You're saying that's too far downtown.
And that's too high over the glass.
Take a look at how Kitts leans. Doesn't come straight up on her shot, just tries to get a little bit of backing on it from the backside.
First time in 3 possessions that the Hilltoppers have been forced to run a little bit of half-court offense, and the sneeze part, but the layup's missed by Belknap.
Belknap had the spot there. Teammates had spread the defense out for her, allowing her to have some great spacing and getting to the hoop. You got to finish that.
Erica Russell's leaner is good with contact, and Charleston grabs the lead back. At any given time, these Golden Eagles could have 3, maybe 4 different freshmen on the floor. First turnover of the game for West Liberty. Although they've started this game with just 1 freshman on the floor, and Emily Simon. It's a big size difference, isn't there?
There's a huge size difference. So when you're playing off the body like this, and a good job with some super ball movement by Charleston, and this is where they need to take advantage down low. They've got some good size and presence in the paint. Russell able to kind of come off and work off of a pick, and I think working off those screens is definitely an advantage this afternoon for the Golden Eagles.
Throughout the year, one of their biggest advantages, having won 17 of their first 21, is right here at the line. And Erica Russell doesn't waste any time knocking down a couple of them. They've taken 205 more free throws than their opponents this year. And they're hitting it over 71% from the stripe. Audrey Tingle cut off on the baseline drive. Now the ball's flat free. Tingle, what looked like a deep two, they're going to give her a three.
Audrey remained her composure. She had the ball slapped away, garnered it in real quick. A difficult angle to take that shot.
Russell right through Bruner. This time it's Russell who's whistled for the foul.
Isn't flustered by the defense, Tingle here. Coming across, little bounce off the body, then you've got hands and trying to deny the pass back out front. But you know what? There's spacing there. Now you've beaten the defender. The other defender is late getting over. A nice job by Audrey Tingle to finish the play.
Good job by her crew as well. It does look like the call was correct, and it was a three. So the two buckets for the Hilltoppers have come from behind the arc. Here's Taylor Johnston now. That one rains in over the outstretched arm of Brooklyn Pennell. Three threes, the difference in this game. There's the first turnover for Charleston. Working it around the perimeter. It finds Kitts once again, and the rebound inside to Hayton.
It is getting so physical in the paint right now, and especially, as you mentioned, if you're working on a forward down low, you've not only got to use that body, you might want to be pulling on jerseys and different things if you can get away from the inside, because that's the only way you're going to stop someone like Anna Hayton.
And when Hayton gets that low on someone like Kitts, it's almost impossible to stop it. Baseline opens up. Into the corner for the fourth three of this half. It's the second one for Tingle.
Great movement of the basketball to the weak side. And it was a simple catch and shoot. The biggest thing is, it was a nice pass. Never had to move the hands. Just really absorb that ball in and come straight up with it for your shot.
Division I transfer from LIU Brooklyn. Russell forces that one up. It's batted around right back to her. Russell taking a lot of shots early on, brings the Golden Eagles within two in a very high-scoring opening quarter. Right to the rim, and a timeout for Charleston as the seas part. Grace Fodor's on the board. The conference standings, and they've cashed in 4 threes in the first 5 minutes.
Well, and a team that has been talked about in the Power 10 in the country as well. So, you garner big games, but if you could steal one on the road in a tough environment to play, and I'll tell you right now, West Liberty needs an answer to stop this inside game that Charleston has, because they are just exploiting it every single trip down the floor.
Corinne Thomas now got it. Goes right into Hayton and scores over. Inside Russell. She got deep, and that's too easy over Corinne Thomas.
Not only did she get deep, Darren, but notice how she backed herself down with that wide stance back to the basket, giving herself some strength to garner that ball in on the turn.
Tingle, the team's leading rebounder and assist maker, gives it up to the freshman there on the baseline, Thomas. It's the longest possession for either team. Thomas now. And the rebound sealed off inside by Emily Simon. This freshman Simon is someone that her coach loves, saying that she needs her on the floor at all times. And really emphasizing that point, saying if she's not on the floor, and this is a true freshman, that things just aren't operating the right way for the Golden Eagles.
Well, and that says so much to the confidence that he has right now in this squad. Nice picking, little pop and roll, but unfortunately on the play, cannot hold on to the ball in the turnover.
This is considered one of the tougher places to play in the Mountain East Conference. Charleston has a benefit, though, because this is the arena that hosted the Mountain East Conference and PSAC crossover. So they played 2 games on this floor early in the year already. Now 5 seconds on the shot clock. It's Tingle. She's blocked at the buzzer. Haynes got a little bit too deep. Bit out of control as the pace of this game is flying up and down the floor. Tingle blocked by Hayton. Leah, neither team is especially deep here. Does this pace catch up to them as the game goes along?
You know, well, we'll find out as far as who has worked hard in the offseason in their training, because it will come out by the third quarter. There's no question about it. I think that the quarter system certainly has helped teams that may be short bent, because you're going to get that TV timeout on top of a little bit more timeout. But stifling on both ends of the floor and nicely done. You know, when you're a high school player and you may be like the star of your team, the seams seem to be open up just a little bit bigger than they were or can be at this college level. And those are different things that you have to adapt to from the high school to the college game.
You pointed out the physical play. Monica Bragg, who just had a block, now commits a foul. So this is Simon, barely recruited. So it wasn't a battle to get her onto Charleston's campus for Becky Burke, who calls her the surprise of her coaching career. Which admittedly is not very long.
No, you know, it's and what's crazy is, you know, and this is something we talked about this on the ride up to the Hilltop. There is a place for every player. I firmly believe that. I don't care what level you are playing, what class level you are playing in high school. If you love the game, there's a home for you and there's a place for you. And Simon is one of those examples. Not highly recruited. Who knows? Maybe her high school team wasn't good. I see this a lot. You know, just because you don't have to play AAU ball or be on a special team that wins state titles to find a home at the college level. And certainly there's a home for everyone at D2.
There tends to be this D1 or bust philosophy for so many high school athletes. And that's just not the case. Number one, at the Division II level, there's great athletics across the board. Number two, if that still is your goal and you're not getting those offers, fine, start NAIA, start Division II, and see where you go from there.
Exactly. And if you're, you know, if you're afraid to be away from home for whatever reason, or you have obligations, you know, go to the community college, get your feet wet, taking classes so you understand it, and then make your move after that and try to find a place to compete after that.
Megan Haynes wanted Russell, but it's getting a little sloppy for Charleston on the offensive end. Three is short, rebounded. And another steal. Back-to-back turnovers here for the Golden Eagles. And Becky Burke's beside herself. It leads to a layup for West Liberty. Two more for Fodor.
Flustering in the passing lanes and stepping up and getting right up upon your person that you're covering. And almost a travel there by Haynes.
Russell working hard. Backing down Bruner. Didn't have the angle. Hayton has the follow. This is some of the best that you'll find at the Division II level on the women's side of things, especially for about a 10-minute stretch here. Another three ball. That one went halfway down. First try for Grace Bach.
Two-possession game.
Giving Russell a little bit of space. She attacks Bruner and scores. Shot clock is off. Entertaining first 10 minutes of your Division II National Showcase. From West Liberty, West Virginia. It's Bruner. That halfway down, and another board for Hayton, who has dominated the glass in this opening quarter. But West Liberty leads it by a point through 10 minutes. It's 21-20 on your division here as an assistant. What was she doing before that? She was the first ever female member of the SWAT team in Boone County, her hometown, where she was the deputy sheriff for 3 years, and then decided to get back to her basketball roots, where she was a star at Xavier.
And the players have so much respect. Actually, a little frightened by Coach Tittman a little bit. They know they're not going to get away with anything with her. She's seen it all, and it's awesome. And when you have that love for the game, and this is an area that has just killed West Liberty thus far. Charleston not able to convert. That was the 15th rebound, 6th offensive. Quick hands here.
That was just the second turnover for West Liberty, however. Trinity Palacio got her own rebound, nearly throws it away across the lane, and it's Hayton defended very well by Jackie Kipp. Tingle senses Johnson coming down the lane. She missed.
Everybody just needs to take a deep breath. There's a lot happening right now, and sometimes you're just so excited, and your emotions are going. Let me tell you something. It doesn't matter if you've been playing this game 90 years, 2 years, a month. Every time you step out on the court, you get some butterflies, and you get the anxiety a little bit in you. And if you don't, that's when you put down the game. But just kind of calm down just a little bit here, take that extra step and that opportunity. Charleston is just killing West Liberty on the boards right now. A 15-5 differential on the boards. Charleston has 6 offensive rebounds alone. However, they are turning the ball over, as you mentioned, far too much. 7 turnovers thus far in the game. That has been the difference in allowing West Liberty to keep this one real close.
That and the Hilltoppers 5 3-pointers. Charleston hasn't even attempted one. And this is the first foul whistled against the Golden Eagles. It'll be Erica Russell. Check it, it's her second.
Very impressed with Russell's athletic ability on the floor. She's got quick hands. She's all over the boards. It's going to take a little bit of a well-deserved breather here with that second foul picked up.
These will be the first free throws now for West Liberty as the freshman Trinity Palacio got her on the arm. Russell has been so dominant in there with 4 rebounds, 12 points. So with 2 fouls, only a minute and a half into this second quarter, it's an opportunity here for West Liberty to control the pace of this game a little bit better.
Both teams pretty good free throw shooting teams in general. They're right around the 70% mark.
Here's Pinnell down the lane, bodies off of Kidd. Bruner with Hayton late closing out. They've cooled from 3. The freshman Simon from the free throw line. I think your advice still holds true. Take a breath. Nice little spin move there by Taylor Johnson. Got it. Chance for 3.
Talk about slicing through the defense. There's one spin move, nicely done. There's a gap right there. Now you could potentially pull up into that gap for a short range jumper, but once the eyes spin back around on Taylor Johnson, she sees she has a mismatch down low. Go right at the player, go right at the hoop. Opportunity for the 3-point play.
Coach Cooper said she's at her best when she can get going downhill early. That's what you just saw. The drive in and the finish, because then the defense will start to sag off her a little bit. It opens everything up. Bruner now down the lane, uncontested, laying it over Palacio.
The playing field has been leveled on the inside game with Russell going to the bench. And good job, really good job by West Liberty to exploit that area.
Dakota Reeves takes Tingle all the way to the rim, and we're going back the other way. The foul is on Anna Hayton, the 6'2 senior underneath.
It'll be interesting to see how long Coach Burke leaves Russell on the bench right now.
Largest lead of the game right now in the absence of Russell. Now Tingo. Rebound knocks its way back to Kiss. Johnson off the front rim.
That's good. Good thought process. You notice how they work that ball around for the extra pass?
Pennell, not there. Hayton has the follow, and that's where she's getting most of her points. Offensive putbacks.
Yep.
West Liberty may be better known for their defense, but both teams offensively, they move the ball exceptionally well.
Move the ball well, and you know what's been really impressive in watching them work is the pace that they're going, where the passes are very sharp. They're not errant. You know, they're pretty much right where the hands are saying that they want the pass. Really good job on both squads.
You can see fouls will potentially be an issue here in this second quarter. Strong take there for Hopkins. That's knocked out of bounds, but after the foul. Division II provides more than 119,000 student athletes the opportunity to compete at a high level of scholarship athletics while excelling in the classroom through community engagement. Learn more about the D2 philosophy, ncaa.org/D2. Deflected ball, Hayton down there, surrounded by two Hilltoppers, and Charleston keeps possession. Here's Pennell, just barely does get it into Palacios. Hayton, the only player on the inside, fighting hard down there, and will draw the foul on Bragg.
Yeah, it's just going back and forth. It's bound to happen. They're tugging on jerseys. They're pushing each other out of the way with knees. Then the spin works. There's a little grabbing going on. You see a little handhold on the hip. Oh, yeah. Just a little too aggressive. You got to do it. This is the only way it's going to happen to stop on the afternoon.
But Charleston turns it over here. West Liberty hit 5 threes in the opening quarter. They haven't gotten one here, although this is a great look for Thomas that went halfway down.
They've got some good looks. Look out.
Pennell with the body control to catch it and change direction. Doesn't have the finish. Here's Spoder crossing up half of the Charleston team, and it is out of bounds. Last touch by the Golden Eagles. Could hear Kyle Cooper, the head coach for West Liberty, hollering his play. This is Carolina, what they're about to run. Now Johnson gets through a double team. Give it to her. And a chance for three for Taylor Johnson, continuing to go downhill.
When Taylor Johnson is aggressive, that's what ships locally yesterday. And, you know, for these coaches, especially in the conference, what a great opportunity. They don't have to go too far to find some of the best in the area to continue playing hoop and getting their education.
Second leading scorer on the team, Taylor Johnson, is the first to double figures with 10. Erica Russell remains on the bench for Charleston with 2 fouls. She has been there for about 4 minutes now. And when you talk about the rebound disparity, it is Russell and this young lady, Hayton, who converts that one. She's into double figures. Combined between her and Russell, 16 of their 23 boards.
Getting into the hoop, getting the points in the paint. This is certainly an area that Charleston had great success in the first meeting, a 78-68 victory where they had 58 points in the paint in that first meeting. 58! Some teams don't score 58 a whole game. They have 58 in the paint.
And you can see why.
Oh, yeah.
In the absence of foul trouble, if Hayton and Russell can be out there together for 30-some minutes, that is a load to handle. A Charleston team sitting at 17-4, even though they have just 2 players who saw time last year on this roster. Late in the shot clock, do they recognize? No, they do not.
That says it all. This time of the year, there's no excuse for it. None. And you're home.
And you're a senior. This, however, is a freshman. Palacio operating the point, already with 2 fouls. And here's Hopkins, who muscles her way to the glass. She transferred in from another D2, Queens College. Quick move on the baseline. The finish isn't there for Fodor. Here comes Hopkins once again, coast to coast, and she got too deep and loses it out of bounds eventually. Morgan Bruner's been pretty quiet offensively. The team's leading scorer has her pass knocked out of bounds. And it stays with the Hilltoppers. Tingle needs help. It's Bruner who's the last to touch it. And it is Charleston ball. So that's back-to-back turnovers now for West Liberty, who had 3 total before the last 2 possessions. Hopkins took a shot. That one was pretty obvious from the freshman Grace Fox.
Yeah, Fox came around the backside there. Thought she was going to stick her hand in. And the former 3-time All-Class 5A selection out of West Allegheny picks up the foul.
Hopkins is one of just 2 seniors on this Charleston team. And when you have that many players new to your program, to be 17 up and 4 down is remarkable. As Becky Burke said, it took some time to figure out the roles that everybody had to play. Couldn't have taken too much.
No, but you know what? When the group buys in and everyone, there's so much to be said about, you know, liking each other and liking your teammates, and the chemistry is there. Sometimes you can have the most veteran experienced squad. Buck's going to pick up another one here with a quick hand of Hopkins taking it away. You can have the most veteran-led squad, but if you guys don't get along, it doesn't matter. And you know, I think we've all experienced it, whether as a teammate or a coach, or, you know, it's all about chemistry.
Hopkins only averages 11 minutes a game, but she and Palacio are giving the Golden Eagles really good minutes.
And keep in mind that she came in as another option for Russell, who is still out, picking up her second foul early on in the second quarter.
With Russell on the bench, Charleston has flipped the 5-point deficit into a 2-point lead.
Ooh, oh, whoa.
Yeah, Leah, you saw it.
Yeah.
That will be against Dakota Reeves.
My, oh, my.
And here's Bruner, leading scorer on the team, to the line. She has just 2 points. She averages 20. She's also an outstanding 3-point shooter, but doesn't have one of those today.
And when you think about it, Morgan Bruner, for all that she brings to this team, growing up in nearby Wheeling, that's a great compliment to her teammates who've kind of carried the burden of the scoring this afternoon.
Bruner's had to figure out how to get different looks this year than she was getting last year.
Yep.
And was widely praised by Kyle Cooper for her ability to do it. Hayton battling on the inside with Tasia Staunton. It's Hopkins who goes right at that duel. Plenty of freshmen out there on the floor right now. One of them is Staunton underneath. Doesn't hit the rim. Hopkins, will anyone stop her? She goes all the way down the lane.
Well, and Staunton had to figure out whether she was going to come over and help Hopkins or pick up her person who was Hayton. She had to make a decision, and with that, Hopkins went to the hoop.
Destiny Hutchinson can't keep it alive. It'll go over to Charleston. So one of the biggest differences in this quarter, the ability for Charleston to score inside, that's still happening, but West Liberty not hitting their threes. Not a single one of them this quarter.
No, and that was really what was keeping West Liberty in this ball game. But the quickness of Hopkins going straight at Morgan Bruner with the basket, and a nice job and good minutes there by Hopkins. So she'll take a little bit of a reprieve as we head towards the half.
Emily Simon checks back into the game. They go inside to Hayton. Little two-man game with Hayton and Simon. And Zakharova, the starter, takes her first shot. Entertaining first half. As we approach 50 seconds to play here in this second quarter. Bruner leans into one and is short. About a 12.5-second differential here between the game and the shot clock. Simon right at the spot vacated by Hayton. Veteran junior leader here, Audrey Tingle, will hold for the final shot. It's Johnson curling down the lane. It's an offensive foul on Taylor Johnson. Wow.
You know, it's a great opportunity looking for a three-point play. Let's see if the slide was there and the presence was in the lane. I think the feet were still moving. Totally. Big break for Charleston. And plenty of time now on the clock.
Hopkins is back in the game here. Will she get it off? She got all the way to the rim. I'm not sure if she actually got it off. But that's how quickly 4 seconds can go in the game of basketball. You can get the length of the floor, can't you? One thing individually to keep an eye out for, the leading scorer for West Liberty, Morgan Bruner, who averages 19.5 a game, was 0 for 4 from 3 and had 3 points in that first half. Glad you're with us for the Division II National Showcase here in West Liberty, West Virginia. Not too far from the Pennsylvania border, about an hour away from Pittsburgh. Here's Johnson immediately on the attack. Hayton affected it, and Johnson scores anyway. Here's Brooklyn Pennell now. Erica Russell back into the game quickly with a touch and a score.
Russell kind of hesitated out there on the baseline, too, before she garnered that basketball. Sometimes you have your eyes kept up on what you should be doing so much you get a little flat-footed, and Russell took advantage.
Russell doesn't want that mid-range shot. She'll take the assist to Hayton.
Boy, they have great chemistry together.
What a luxury to have two bigs who can work so well and complement each other. Tingle, the back door to Johnson. That's knocked out of bounds, and it'll stay on this end.
really enjoy watching Russell, what she does. Crossover, sees the defense has committed on the double team, pass the easy bucket there for Russell. And then Hayton this time on the receiving end, holding off the defender. Nicely done. Nicely done.
Zakharova inside to Hayton, who banks it too strong. So far, a lot of the same here in this second half is what we saw in the first, including that three from Belknap. That's her first.
The only thing that's really troubling Charleston right now, Darren, is the fact that they are not picking up quickly after made buckets. They're kind of sauntering back at ticky-tack foul there. That's going to put Russell to the line. But they're kind of sauntering a little bit and picking up late defensively. And West Liberty is so quick. They're just taking it right down their throats, dumping inside, going back outside, getting that bucket.
Foul will be the first one on Tingle, and it puts Russell back at the line. And that is just the second miss today for the Golden Eagles. Tingle drives baseline. Nothing's there. Johnson has it poked free by Pennell. And a foul. Jackie Kitts now, the junior out of Erie, is swallowed up on the inside and fouled.
Well, Hayton made a statement, even though she didn't get all ball there, saying, you know, this is my paint in my area. Make you forget about that one. Wow. And just absolutely pummeled up there. These Kitts going to the line. One of the things that Coach Kyle Cooper was so proud of when he spoke to us this week is how his student athletes are able to balance the many labs that they have. He has so many student athletes that are, you know, dental hygienists and pre-med majors, biology majors that require extensive lab work and then come in here to practice. You have to be, again, in the right environment at a school that's going to allow that. Nice move by Hayton. That's going to allow that, Darren. But, you know, for these student athletes, when I talk about labs, some of these labs aren't, you know, your typical class length. They're going on a like an internship or extended opportunity in a classroom. It's just, you know, it's serious stuff leading into their nursing or their bio major, the pre-med major that they're doing. And it's working here at West Liberty. And so many of the players that are out on the floor are in the pre-medical field.
Here's Bruner now. Bruner has just been hounded by the freshman Emily Simon all day. He finds a little bit of room, and it doesn't matter. Wipe off that three because it's an offensive foul on Belknap underneath.
Ball. Yep. Watch what happens on that kick away from the ball. Let it go through. Oof. Physical contact. Everybody's trying to establish their presence in the paint.
That
nice.
was one of the easiest twos. The assist to Trinity Palacio.
And Palacio with a good lead in there. That's being a good teammate. Never had to put that ball back on the floor.
Simon back to knock that pass away. Russell camping out underneath, and West Liberty may need a timeout here. The lead has swelled to its largest of the day.
Palacio showing her speed and intensity to help and turn that ball quickly the opposite end of the floor. Much needed basket by the Hilltoppers.
There's patience from Kyle Cooper, the head coach. He waits for the bucket to come from Taylor Johnson, and then he takes that time out.
Buckets made for Charleston, and then look out. This is another one of the reasons why the Golden Eagles were shooting over 40% from the floor right now and kind of opened up this lead just a hair as we wind down here in the third.
Leah, Charleston had 2 assists in the first half. They have 4 assists on 5 baskets here in the second half. And the combination now of Hayton and Russell have combined for 35 of their 46 points.
Whole different ball game when Russell is on the floor, for sure.
Hayton at 6'2" is the one who wins that off the floor, and it's Pinnell who pulls up.
Coach Burke was yelling to pull that ball out off of that second chance opportunity.
What a pass from Tingle. They got a foul in there as well. It's loud enough that I didn't even hear the whistle, but an and one try for Grace Fodor.
Check out Fodor here, and a good job moving the ball quickly. The teammate in traffic going the other way. And Fodor, who only played 10 minutes a year ago, has been a big part of this basketball team in her senior season.
Division I transfer from Bradley.
Whoa!
Stays in front of Pinnell, who loses the dribble. Becky Burke told us this week, she said one of the biggest challenges that this team has to still overcome, Charleston, is consistency on the road, and expected this one to be tough. Tingle gazed up at that shot clock and then rattles one through from the left side. Liberty, they trailed by 9, got a bucket and a timeout, and they're back within now 3.
Biggs playing a little high-low action. Somebody's got to come back to the basketball. That's where they get a little stagnant sometimes with their plays. Just not coming back to that basketball.
Opportunity.
Quarter for Charleston. All 14 points in this quarter have come from either Erica Russell or Anna Hayton. Largest lead of the game was the Golden Eagles' 9-point lead, and it was Thomas has it blocked by Simon. It pinballs around, and West Liberty keeps it. The shot clock does not reset. Fodor gets a nice look, steps into that 3 and pushes it strong.
That was a great opportunity there. Good hands. That's probably 4 instances that I can think of in this game where you have not been rewarded. You have to keep working and digging just a little bit harder.
The 2 posts, high-low game, and it continues the same theme of Hayton and Russell. Morgan Bruner is not on the floor right now, but you think the Hilltoppers probably need to get her going. Jackie Kitts will help. That's another 3 for the junior out of Erie. Bruner getting set now to check back in at the next whistle. Hayton juggles it, collects it, and finally West Liberty is able to keep her off the board. Tingle was out of control. That's the right call with Russell standing there to take the offensive foul. Here's the freshman out of Alexandria, Virginia, Palacio, who's played very well today. Leah, they are going to this play. Time. Russell works the high post inside to Hayton.
And just giving her the ball so she can go left to her dominant hand. Hayton garnering the position and possession early on. And look at this.
Hopkins with the jump stop and the finish. Russell leaning, skips a pass over for the line drive. 3 from Johnson. The 3 ball falling again here in this third quarter after it didn't fall at all in the second. Keeping the Hilltoppers within 4. They clear out for Palacios, who has to score over the double team. Feels like both teams are getting a lot of what they want offensively.
And so are the fans watching this game, that's for sure.
It is entertaining. Russell leaves her feet. Bruner continues to stay cold.
Russell saying, you know what? Really not a guard. I really don't need to have this in my hands right now.
It's interesting to see how long she would keep it.
Yeah.
Simon's mid-range is off the mark. Hopkins with the offensive rebound. It's an 8-point lead.
What a box out there by Hopkins.
It's the second time Hopkins fell, simply going back on defense and tripped. Doesn't hurt Charleston on this possession. Bruner starting to get more active. It is knocked out of bounds. And we'll stay on this end.
Good denial of the baseline.
Ball's deflected, stays in the hands of the Hilltoppers. 5 seconds to shoot now as Jackie Kitts operates on Hayton. Has to hoist one up.
Yeah, give them this much credit. Charleston's what they're doing is they're really sagging off the ball and challenging West Liberty to drive the lane and take that 3. And it's working because the 3s once again have not been dropping consistently for this West Liberty squad.
Megan Haynes turns it over. The freshman out of London. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Follow along. Join the conversation as the NCAA promotes national champions in 25 Division II.
I think that's what that fan was just saying. Harry, did you know that?
Probably.
No.
Maybe going on NCAA.com, checking out some stats.
And highlights. And live action.
Boder has it deflected by Russell. Shot clock is off. Charleston's defense started to assert itself down the backstretch of this quarter. Haynes nearly double dribble. There's the whistle.
Double dribble for sure. Plenty of time here. 4.5.
Yeah, there's plenty of time if you make sure you collect that inbounds. Fodor does. At the horn, it's off the mark from Taylor Johnson. And an 8-point lead for Charleston with 10 minutes to play. Looking for their 6th win in a row on your Division II National.
Belknap and Bruner get going far below their season averages right now. Each player with only 3 points. If West Liberty wants to get back into this game and keep it close as we move along in the 4th, there has to be a compliment for Taylor Johnson.
And an answer defensively for the 2 post players. An attempt across the lane is out of bounds right to her own bench. This West Liberty team has 16 20-win seasons in the last 20 years, including last year. They went 21-10, returned to the NCAA Division II tournament. That one almost fell down for Simon. Bruner turns down the scoring opportunity. Belknap bricks it, gets her on board, and Hopkins swats it out of bounds.
The only thing I can say is after this, Hopkins has to be careful. And I know you're enthusiastic and excited, but she's got to kind of keep it down because this game isn't out of reach, and you don't want to open the door up a technical foul and free throws in possession, because that'll mix things right around the opposite way.
Shot clock resets just to 20 here as West Liberty keeps the possession. The Hilltoppers has 17 from Taylor Johnson, but she's the only one in double figures. Charleston has 3 in double figures, the 2 bigs and Hopkins as well. Johnson steps through, scores through the double team, and is fouled.
Taylor, I don't know how you just accomplished that or where you came out and saw daylight.
I'm not sure she did see daylight, but she scored anyway.
Throw it up there and hope for the best.
9th 20-point game this year.
Taylor Johnson wants to be a teacher when she's all said and done.
One of the great players from West Liberty last year is actually now teaching Kyle Cooper's son as a student teacher, Marissa Brown. Here's Bruner with the turnover and the finish. Maybe that gets her going. Charleston's led by as many as 9. West Liberty's led by as much as 7. Charleston hasn't trailed, though, since the second quarter. As Russell has it taken away, Tingle swipes at it from behind. Great ball movement. Tingle would have brought this house down. Offensive rebound for the Hilltoppers. And it's still loose. And now we've got a foul, and it's going to go against Olivia Belknap.
And that is hard to swallow if you're a West Liberty fan, because there was so much contact prior to that play. And Belknap has to be extremely upset with herself, because that was a tough one to take. Ball movement up top and a nice tip going the opposite way. Super finish on the play to cut it to 5.
Dangerous pass from Palacio. Now this one is turned over. Tingle got the deflection, now leads the break. Johnson sets her feet and doesn't have the roll. Foul on Bruner. Anybody's game with 7.5 to go. Palacio goes all the way on Johnson. Here's Bruner. That was good out of her hand. It just slipped off to the left.
I thought Hayden got away with a little walk on that play.
West Liberty bench agrees with you.
Now the clock starts becoming your friend here a little bit. You spread things out, try to create some one-on-one situations, and unfortunately, Taylor Johnson was trying to cut around and get back onto her defender, PCO, and picked up the foul.
Second foul on Johnson. She'll get a brief breather here. Already 3 fouls in this quarter committed by the Hilltoppers. Russell flashed open. Zakharova couldn't get it there. So here's Hayden now. Pennell missed badly. Monica Bragg slips through Erica Russell for the easy 2. Highest scoring Division II conference in America on the women's side here, the Mountain East. Tingle knocks it free, down to the floor. It's a jump ball, and it is West Liberty ball.
It's going to be one of those grinded out afternoons, and each end trying to garner a turnover to get the opposite way going, and a good job by Monica Bragg just taking it to the hoop. Again, this is where West Liberty has had their success here, and I think, you know, when you're struggling, especially from the three-point land, take it to the basket. See if it's not going to fall in. See if you can't give yourself an opportunity to get to the free throw line. You're banking on that three, I think, just a little bit too much right now, and you're struggling with it.
Meanwhile, Charleston hasn't taken a three. They've recognized their advantage on the inside from the get-go and have pounded it in the entire day. Out of bounds to the Hilltop. One of the more interesting numbers I came across getting ready for this game. 5 times in the last 18 games, the Hilltoppers have not allowed a three. They have lost all 5 of those games. And today, Charleston hasn't even taken one. Here's Bruner. It's been that type of day for the leading scorer out of Wheeling. Foul underneath. Belknap sends Hayton to the line.
Just a little bit of a height advantage Hayton has. Olivia Belknap, who picks up her 4th now.
That number that we were just discussing, Leah, with the lack of three-pointers speaks directly to what you were saying for West Liberty, though. Attack if it's there. If you don't have to take a three, don't take a three. The higher percentage shot is at the rim.
That's right. At least you're giving yourself a chance for that possible three-point play at a higher percentage area.
Russell rotates over on the double team. Ball back to the perimeter. Bruner's three. Nope. But she's going to keep on hoisting him up, isn't she? Charleston starting to use a little bit more clock on its possession. Russell sliding across the lane. Tingle with the rebound. Fodor finds herself with some space. And a timeout on the floor. Hilltoppers banking on that three to get them back in it, and it's not falling now. Coming off a loss. Pretty surprising to enter into this one, so both trying to get back on the winning track. That game tips at 4.
Be ready for a track race, potentially.
Not if Charleston has anything to say about it.
First scoring defense, first scoring in margin, first in scoring defense.
Yeah, that second game is quite an interesting dynamic. It is all about the style of play and who can impose their will. 2 on the shot clock. Palacio. Great defensive possession for the Hilltoppers. Down by 7 with 3:40 to go. Quick move for Bragg on the baseline. Hayton affects the shot. Two freshmen are out there. This is one of them, Emily Simon, who drives her man to the hoop. That's deflected. Shot clock doesn't reset. Bruner fouls Hayton.
Not only do they get a break on the first go-around, the ball tips back out to the outside, and they rotate the ball nicely and immediately see the mismatch down low with Hayton once again to go up to the bucket strong.
Officially, Monica Bragg has been charged with that foul, and it is her 4th. Hayton is an outstanding free throw shooter. Today has looked better than her 80% mark for the year. Now here's Bragg. 9-point deficit matches the largest of the day that the Hilltoppers have faced. Here's Bruner underneath. Loose ball, kicked out to the perimeter. Hayton's got it, and we have a timeout for Charleston and Becky Burke, noticing that that was a little bit out of sorts.
Yes, she did. Hayton was picking up the ball and was having difficulty.
Took Charleston to the NCAA tournament last year for the first time since 2014 and earned the recognition of the Women's Basketball Coaches Association's prestigious list 30 under 30. Fast rising in the coaching ranks. Inside, it's Hayton, got her own board, and a chance to set a new season high. If she can hit a couple of free throws here, she already has a new season high in rebounds at 15.
And how about the 6'2", Anna Hayton here? We talked about in the open how she's just transformed her body and been working hard all season, but the second chance opportunity where that foul was called, she never put the ball back down on the floor, immediately went back up strong, and nearly didn't have that ball nicked. But that's what you want to try to do, just try to get your upper body strength going, try to garner a foul, and helps out her team with a couple at the line.
Free throw that she missed was the first miss at the line today for her. Largest lead of the game here. Johnson got Russell in the air, and we got a block underneath on Hayton. Fourth now on Hayton.
Off of this free throw, there's no question West Liberty needs to put some full court pressure on here, maybe double team the ball, try to come away with a quick steal in the opposite direction, but they got to get into it super quick.
There's the pressure. It almost results in a steal, but that foul doesn't take any time off the clock, although the clock's still running.
It is still running, isn't it?
Yeah, the clock is still running.
Yeah.
Here's the player who Becky Burke called the most underrated player on the team. Hadn't played in 3 games, hadn't practiced either prior to Wednesday's game. She has been on the floor a lot here today.
And then goes 6 for 8 in that West Virginia Wesleyan game.
Bruner has it blocked by Simon. Russell's got the loose ball. The decision on the West Liberty bench when to start fouling. And the predicament that they're in, the fact that Charleston is such a good free throw shooting team. Here's Pinnell elevating and scoring over Brad.
A nice job by Pinnell. Notice how she changes hands in midair. Going left, kind of pulls up short, puts it back in her right hand, and uses that left to fend off the defender.
Johnson almost turns it over and does. Pinnell is rejected by Bragg and out of bounds. It'll stay on this end of the floor.
Great job in taking it right to the hoop, and then you see the switch of the hands there. Good job recognizing where the defender was and how the defender was lined up.
Charleston's in the bonus. If there's anyone you want to put at the line for the Golden Eagles, it'd be Russell, even though you wouldn't know it from that free throw. She's at 55% for the year. Veteran presence who's been in 4 different programs throughout her career. And boy, has she been dominant today. That's 4 fouls on Bruner with that screen knocking Russell to the ground.
Bruner standing there with her hands folded in frustration, saying, I believe I had planted myself. And Kyle Cooper also in front of the play.
Surprised they're not fouling?
Yeah, I am. I know that there's a huge differential here right now in the score with under a minute to go, but now it's certainly too late to start doing that.
Russell
And a little help there. Yep, totally a little help there.
Approaching 45 seconds to go in this game. The rebound by the smallest player on the floor, the 5'5" freshman Palacio, who takes it out to the perimeter and uses more clock.
Impressed with her minutes today. Again, she came in about the second quarter, gave Russell the reprieve. They went with a little bit faster, smaller lineup, and extremely impressive by the freshman guard out of Alexandria, Virginia. Some solid PT.
Morgan Bruner fouls out, trying to cut off the baseline there. A forgettable day for the team's leading scorer and the hometown product here from Wheeling, who began her career at Youngstown State. Charleston's game plan was put together with some expertise. They knew the advantage underneath, and then they were able to shut down the first and third leading scorers for West Liberty. Here's Tingle. They let her go. Simon has the board, and that's going to be all. Charleston will win its 6th consecutive game, stay around the top of the Mountain East standings, then move to 18-4 in the second year under Becky Burke, the Rising Star head coach. Good win for her squad on the road.